at a conference, one of the lines that he said was politicians are running scared from a vocal minority when it comes to this climate issue. And in fairness, when I looked at Micheál Martin's Ardèche speech last week, very few mentions of climate change, very few mentions of, bold climate emissions, lots of talk about protecting farmers.
I disagree that politicians are running shy of the issue. Fianna Fáil has a very strong record when you look at government in terms of the climate action plan. If you look at the consequences, greenhouse gas emissions are down 2% last year. 35% of our electricity usage came from wind farms last year. So progress is being made. Obviously, the
silage because it's too wet.
So what do you do? What do you do about that? You're saying reduce the livestock.
I think what we need to look at is what is a resilient agricultural model in Ireland.
Road of before we used to outwinter cattle, now they're inside in sheds, we have slatted sheds, we have pollution control. We're doing everything right. From a farming point of view, our farmers are doing everything they can. But what they need is a minister to listen, a minister to understand, and not to say to Timmy Dooley or anybody else who's working very diligently on this subject, not to be saying we're monitoring the situation. That's not going to help any farmer in Ireland monitoring it. That would actually drive them mad to hear that type of response.
Stella, tell us actually about what farmers are saying. One, about their current, livelihood as they stand right now. But when we look at, I suppose, our reliance on on beef farming and other forms of farming that are, heavy impact on the ground, and whether they see a need to adapt because of the changing climate.
To be fair to the farming community, my experience, working with farmers every day and kind of talking to them and interviewing them, I really genuinely have not met a farmer yet who has been a so-called, do they call it a climate denier or something? I genuinely haven't met anyone like that. I think, to be honest, a farmer will oftentimes tell me a lot more about the environment, particularly in their local area, than I would ever know myself, because they've been monitoring it, I suppose, over years and generations. So I do think that they're very much willing to change and adapt. Farmers are smart. They understand that their future is based on being sustainable. You have to have a sustainable industry, and it won't be there if we decimate the climate. So they're smart, and they want to ensure that there's longevity and sustainability there as well.
I'm thinking of Ireland's reputation around and the unique selling point of our beef being the grass-fed beef. Is that at stake here if we have a situation where, cattle are in sheds instead?
It's not ideal. Other countries obviously house cattle, and that has been our unique selling point. Borbia has gone to pains to make sure that the produce that comes out of Ireland is on premium markets, premium beef, premium dairy products.